The 30th Annual Alaska Native Art Auction, celebrating Indigenous artists and voices, takes place Saturday, March 21st at the Hotel Captain Cook in Anchorage. Information available at knba.org.
This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. The Senate Committee on Indian Affairs has invited tribal leaders to testify on Capitol Hill Wednesday. As KJZZ's Gabriel Pietrorazio reports, the Northeast Arizona Indian Water Rights Settlement Act is the hearing's subject.
This $5 billion deal would resolve claims for 3 parties, including the Navajo Nation and Hopi tribe. For San Juan Southern Paiute President Carlene Yellowhair, this proposal is not just about securing precious water in the Southwest. If passed, it would also set aside 5,400 acres for a new reservation in Arizona.
We want to settle because we want our land, our home, a place to build. We lost all our elders. They started it, and we just want to finish it.
The tribe has more than 300 members, including Vice President Johnny Lehi Jr.
The land and the water, that's what we needed to become more sovereign.
For National Native News, I'm Gabriel Pietrorazio.
The Alaska Supreme Court heard arguments this month on whether prisoners can be forcibly medicated with psychiatric drugs without a court hearing and the right to a lawyer. In the state correction system, Alaska Native people are incarcerated about twice the rate of white Alaskans. Alaska Public Media's Rachel Cassandra has more.
The ACLU brought the case against the Department of Corrections on behalf of a prisoner, Mark Andrews. He says he's been unjustly drugged with powerful psychotropic medication for most of the last 7 years, without due process or access to legal counsel. The department policy currently allows prisoners to be drugged against their will if they are gravely disabled or are in imminent risk for harming themselves or others. Daron Levine is a lawyer for the ACLU. He argued at the hearing that the policy infringes on rights protected by the state constitution.
Few things are more personal than someone's body, and arguably nothing is more personal than a person's mind. It's the locus of a person's identity, and it's a last refuge of freedom for people who are incarcerated.
Under department policy, prisoners have the right to hearings every 6 months with department staff, and they have the right to appeal the decision to a department committee. The ACLU argues that Andrews didn't have sufficient access to hearings or an appeal. Here's Justice Jennifer Henderson questioning Kimber Rogers, the attorney representing the Department of Corrections. Justice Henderson says the facts seem to suggest that the prisoner was denied the rights promised in the department's policy.
How do you respond to that?
Your Honor, I agree that there were definitely some problems in Mr. Andrews' hearings, but I don't think that supports...
It seems like there were more than some problems. There were long periods of time where there were no hearings, for example.
Well, Your Honor, I would dispute that, actually.
The ACLU lawyer argued that there should be a hearing in a courtroom because the Department of Corrections staff may be biased to protect the institution over the person. But Rogers says a hearing inside prison is the best approach. When the Supreme Court issues a ruling, the decision could apply to the approximately 22 Alaska prisoners who are being forcibly drugged. In Anchorage, I'm Rachel Cassandra.
The National American Indian Housing Council is applauding the House passage of the Tribal Trust Land Home Ownership Act. The bill to improve access to home ownership for Native families on tribal trust land is led by South Dakota Congressman Dusty Johnson and passed last week. Executive Director of the Housing Council, Rudy Soto, says the bill improves coordination between the BIA, lenders, and tribal communities, establishes timelines, and helps Native families, veterans, and tribal members who want to achieve home ownership. The Senate previously approved the measure, and it now heads to the president's desk. I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced by Koahnic Broadcast Corporation with funding by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
8th Generation is a Seattle-based lifestyle brand owned by the Snoqualmie tribe, offering authentic native-designed blankets, jewelry, and gifts. More at Reservation Economic Summit booths 805 and 21 and at 8thgeneration.com, who support this show. Support by the Gathering of Nations Powwow. The last dance is this April 24th and 25th at Expo, New Mexico. The Gathering of Nations Traders Market will be in the Creative Arts and Lujan buildings both days. Tickets available at gatheringofnations.com and at the gates.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.
The 30th Annual Alaska Native Art Auction, celebrating Indigenous artists and voices, takes place Saturday, March 21st. Corporate sponsorship opportunities are available. Information at kmba.org.